DeVontaye, in case you had not heard that name before, you're about to hear it today. In the latest case out of Milwaukee, a man was found at a hotel causing what they considered a disturbance, and later on taken down by the guards there and eventually lost his life.
It was here at the Hyatt Regency Hotel in downtown Milwaukee that 43-year-old Dvontaye Mitchell went into the hotel, but his family tells Fox 6 he did not leave the property alive. Milwaukee police say Mitchell started a fight with security guards on Sunday. Security brought him outside and detained him, but when officers got there, Mitchell wasn't breathing.
Now, the news, of course, the cycle began with it being, of course, a man of color, black man, that got killed. This message is not to say anything about the actual case, since we don't know what this disturbance was or what was taking place. We have no details yet because it's still an ongoing investigation. However, we do know how emotions run and what exactly can come from this kind of situation. We saw it in 4K when George Floyd got taken out.
Night of chaos and destruction in Minneapolis, several buildings set on fire, stores looted and destroyed, and protests turned deadly when a man is shot and killed. Plus, what we've learned about the officers investigated in the death of George Floyd.
Everybody and their mom went crazy, and riots took place everywhere across the country. Now, our concern here is this: that this could be another way to have that take place again, especially close to a certain date in this year coming up where we try to change or retain a certain person for president. Now, we're not saying that this will take place, but the vibe is already going around where people have already begun protesting, and with protests comes emotional disparaging. So we're going to find out whether or not people are going to be able to keep themselves in check or not. Our urging is to keep yourself in check. We can tell you this much: extreme rioting, breaking things, burning things, violence will never solve the problem. In fact, it'll only escalate things. The more you do outlandish stuff, people are going to think, well, that probably was justly deserved. Or they'll think, well, they can't do anything but do this. We need to start learning to change the narrative on this situation. We cannot give in to emotional outrage. Emotionality will only get us more trouble. That's factual. And with this case comes a whole lot more information we don't know. While they say it's ongoing, the problem here is that it wasn't police officers that did this. This was people on site, security guards of the hotel. Now, they've been put on leave. I don't know if they're paid leave, but they've been put on leave. The eventuality thing, they probably will end up getting arrested for, at least at this point, homicide. The question remains as to whether or not what he was doing warranted their actions. That's one. Was it so damaging that they couldn't have time to call the police? That's two. And what is the natural reaction time from police being called to when they show up? Could they have had that in their mind? Could it be that they thought, you know what, this is going to get too far. We have to act because of how long the wait time is between being called, police showing up, and things getting taken care of. Now, we can say that they had no right, but we don't know what took place. We have a surface conversation going right now. It is emotionally charged because it is a black man in America being unalived in the public view. And the family has already come forward with Ben Crump talking about how he didn't deserve this and this was not the way he should have done and blah, 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 blah. We're not going on a limb to say either one, whether his behavior was unwarranted to this action or it was, because we don't know. And we cannot go with the rest of the narrative of saying, well, nothing should happen because he was black, because that also is a very silly take to have. We don't know what he was doing. We were not told. And just like with every situation, they're not going to give you the bad news first when it comes to the person that was taken out, especially if it's a black man. The narrative has to run its course first, and then they hope that people become emotionally charged enough to do something, and then they have more to go. So here's our advice. Don't let them incriminate you. We understand it might be an emotional issue. You don't want this to happen. But a lot of people are banking that you react a certain way without information. Doing that brands you a certain way. Whether you like it or not, believe it or not, you will be branded a certain way if you react a certain way without information. Even with information, resist the urge to do what was done in 2020. The riots didn't help. In fact, it hurt your cause. No one wants to listen to violent mobs. That's just factual. You lose efficacy in your message when you decide to act almost the exact same way as you say somebody else did. You're no different. You may think your cause is just, but your actions prove otherwise. Our advice, sit this one back a little bit. You can, look, if you're going to protest, go ahead, do that. That's on you. We're just advising you to take your time to take all the information in and decide on a logical way how to respond. This could be another way for them to bring you out of the woodwork to brand you a certain way. Don't give in. The unfortunate thing that this man is gone. He did leave a child behind. But you can't do anything about that by rioting, by burning things down, looting. It's not going to help. It may show that you're angry. But at the end of the day, when you're angry and everybody else just goes on to make laws, how did your work impact anything? It didn't. In fact, it may actually hurt you more because in the future, there may be even more laws put on the books just based on your action. The details will soon be coming out, I hope. Maybe they'll drop body cam footage or maybe hotel lobby footage and outside in the foyer footage. We don't know. We don't even know what kind of investigation they're doing. Everything about this is obscure. And until you have more info, please, if you care about your community, sit and wait until you know more. Because your actions could do a lot to either undo the case or harm it. And the justice you're looking for may not come. And the only person you will have to blame at that point would be yourself.